This is me, Matt, and it's another still image reviewing albums. And I thought, okay, I did Metallica, I did Iron Maiden a while ago. Well, let's do a band that has been around for a long time, for many decades. And without that band, there would be no Metallica, and I'm sure there would be no Iron Maiden. Of course, if you didn't know by now, I'm talking about Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath is a band that's been around for a very long time, since 1970, and we'll talk thoroughly about it, each album. I thought I would just do the 70s and maybe the last album, but I figure that Ronnie James Dio was in the band for a while. It's another band that has changed many of their lead singers, but I thought, okay, well, we'll do the full album discography anyways and talk about it. And yeah, so hopefully everyone will enjoy it. So Black Sabbath started in 1968, October 69. They released this album, Black Sabbath. Now, a lot of people say that Black Sabbath was the first heavy metal band. I would like to agree with that. I mean, it was this and Led Zeppelin, but Black Sabbath definitely one of the first heavy metal bands, at least the pioneer for heavy metal in general. So, it's like I said. Anyways, yes, this what happened in 1969, but it was released in 1970. Black Sabbath had, of course, self-titled Black Sabbath, which is really dark and cool. I like the harmonica to the Wizard. You've got Behind the Wall of Sleep and NIB, Negativity in Black, which the first time I heard that song was actually a cover with Ozzy Osbourne and Primus, so it was cool to see the original. On the other side, you got Evil Women, which is a Crow cover, another band that I haven't heard of. Sleeping Village and Warning, another cover. Yeah, so this is actually pretty cool. Well, that's the European edition. Anyways, this is a cool band. This is a cool record. The first Black Sabbath album. 1970s Paranoid, another album that I really enjoy. A lot of classics on here. Of course, the self-titled Paranoid, which is probably the first Black Sabbath song I've ever heard. Oh, not including War Pigs. And yeah, War Pigs is on here. There's two sides to this album. War Pigs, Paranoid, Black Caravan, which is a little softer. I actually enjoy that song. And it's covered on my music covers, if you want to go on my channel and check that out. It's not bad, I guess. And Iron Man. On the second side, you got Electric Funeral, Well, Hand of Doom, Rat Salad, which is an instrumental, and Fairies Wear Boots. I really enjoy that one as well. I mean, this band definitely one of my favorites because of songs like that, you know. And I think if you're gonna start listening to Black Sabbath, or if you were a Black Sabbath fan, you probably enjoy this one if it was your first, I think. Hey, I think it's a great record. But yeah, check it out if you haven't heard it. This is Black Sabbath Paranoid. 1971's Master of Reality. Another two-sided disc, which is amazing. I think that, I don't know if it's popular back then, and I haven't bought a CD in I don't know how long. I should probably look that up. But anyways, yeah, this is cool. You have the marijuana song, I call it anyways, Sweet Leaf. You got After Forever, Embryo, which was an instrumental, and Children of the Grave, which I think is pretty cool. The other side is another instrumental, Orchid. Then you have Lord of this World, Solitude, and Into the Void, which I enjoy Into the Void. But it says here there's two releases. There's the UK release, and then there's the US release. So for the US release, there's some added songs. You have The Haunting. On the second side, you have Orchid, Step Up, Lord of This World, Solitude, Dream Mask, which is the new one, and Into the Void. Kind of interesting. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And yeah, if you haven't already listened to it, you should listen in Black Sabbath, Master of Reality. Really cool. 1972's Black Sabbath, Volume 4. This is pretty cool. It's another 2-disc set. Again, lots of really interesting songs here, and some that I haven't heard in a long time, but you've got here the first set, Wheels of Confusion, Tomorrow's Dream. The song Changes. What's interesting about Changes is that you have, I can't remember what year it was, but Kelly Osbourne, Ozzy's daughter from the second marriage, who sang with Ozzy a remake of Changes, which I thought was pretty nice. You have FX, which is an instrumental, and Supernaut. For the second side, you've got Snowblind, which I believe is about cocaine, Cornucopia, Laguna Sunrise, Saint Vitus Dance, and Under the Sun, including Every Day Comes and Goes. So yeah, I thought I had this one as well. I'll have to check out my collection, but there it is. Black Sabbath Volume 1973 saw Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and boy, was this awesome. I really enjoyed this one. You've got Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, you've got National Acrobat, you've got the Fluff, the instrumental, Sabacadabra, which was also covered by Metallica. Both are pretty cool songs here. Call Yourself to Life, Who Are You, Looking for Today, and Spiral Architect. There's a lot of cover songs to these actually, so I think that, yeah, it's probably the most covered, because you see Bruce Dickinson covering Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, which was another cool track. Yeah, it's also, you know, it's really cool. Check it out before I start rambling here. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Oh yeah, Sabotage, Black Sabbath. I just heard this one, 1975. I don't remember ever listening to it. I know a few of their songs. Oh yeah. Well, no, this is just really good. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if this was the turning point where they started using keyboards. I'm sure we'll get to that, but you've got Hole in the Sky, Don't Start Too Late, which is an instrumental, very much an awesome instrumental. Symptoms of the Universe, Megalomania, which is heavy as hell. They've got this side too, The Thrill of It All. Super Czar, another instrumental with vocalist choir. Yeah, that's very insane. Am I Going Insane? Ironic how I just said that, and they're right. Yeah, these are pretty cool. This is awesome. I can't believe that I haven't heard this in a long time. Black Sabbath, Sabotage. Alright, so this is the one that had the keyboards. Yes, that's interesting. You have Gerard G's Woodruff on keyboards, and I had just listened to this. I'm trying to listen to all of these to try to make sense of it all, because I'm trying to figure out what I'm talking about instead of just like guessing, because there's some songs that I don't believe I've heard before, but this is kind of interesting. It's not really like a Black Sabbath record. Well, besides the keyboards, it's a little bit more upbeat in a way, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, first side is Backstreet Kids, which I kind of find hilarious. You Won't Change Me, It's Alright, and Gypsy. I think You Won't Change Me is the one I just really enjoy off this one. Got side 2, there's All Moving Parts, Stand Still. You got Rock and Roll Doctor, She's Gone, Dirty Woman. Now there's a cassette version here. Versus of 2 sides. Track 3 and 4 were swapped on some copies, but yeah, this is an interesting one. You also have Belle Ward, who did the lead vocals on It's Alright, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, just a different kind of Black Sabbath record, but it's not necessarily a bad one. So yeah, there it is. Black Sabbath Technical Ecstasy. This is Never Say Die, and yeah, this is actually another experimental record, if you will, 1978. And yeah, I think that you have a lot more members to this band. You have Don Airey, who's on keyboards this time. You got John Eastar, who's on harmonica, on swinging chain, and then Will Malone, who's on brass arrangements. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, this band definitely keeps on changing a lot of things, as we'll see in the next one. But the first side of this one, you have Never Say Die, the lead title, Johnny Blade, Junior's Eyes, and A Hard Road. The second one is Shockwave, Air Dance, Over to You, Breakout, which is the instrumental, and Swing the Chain. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And that's it. Gonna be the last Black Sabbath record to have Ozzy Osbourne in there, and we'll talk about that in a second. This is Black Sabbath. This next one started the 80s with 1980s Heaven and Hell, and Black Sabbath kicked Ozzy out in 1979 for drug-related issues, which is fine. Ozzy would do a kick-ass solo career, and yeah, enter Elf and Rainbow singer Ronnie James Dio. This is pretty cool. Their first American singer to join the band, and yeah, this worked out pretty well. They still had the original members by this point, but Heaven and Hell definitely was a really cool song and a really cool album. You have Young Kings, Children of the Sea, Lady Evil, Heaven and Hell, as I just mentioned. Side 2 was Wishing Well, Die Young, another cool song, and Walk Away, and Lonely is the Word. This is pretty cool. But yeah, you know, this band definitely, as usual, sounded a little different as the years went by, but with Dio, everything was great, in my opinion. It certainly has a lot of singers that joined bands, like in the previous Iron Maiden record reviews that I did in the last video. This is also where a lot of singers would join Black Sabbath, just having Dio as the main one, besides Ozzy, and he did a great job as well. This is Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. This is the Marlboro Rolls, 1981, and you still have the same members of the band. It's also worth mentioning that Black Sabbath had Ozzy. Ozzy would always do the peace sign. We have Ronnie James Dio, who is of Italian descent, and he would do what would be known today as the heavy metal or rock and roll sign, which is the Maloik. Anyways, this is a really cool album. Marlboros is a song that it's the first one that I heard, was recommended from a friend. You've got the first side. We have Turn Up the Night, Voodoo, The Sign of the Southern Cross, which is also kick-ass. E5150, and The Mob Rules. Side 2 is Country Girl, Slipping Away, Falling Off the Edge of the World, and Over. So yeah, this is also lyrics by Dio himself, but yeah, really cool. A really cool album. And yeah, so I really enjoyed it. Also having Dio write the lyrics to this one. So yes, this is Black Sabbath, Mob Rules. This is Black Sabbath, Born Again. And this is pretty cool. 1983. And this, I mean, you thought that Ronnie James Dio was great. You got Dio leaving the band for a while, and in comes Deep Purple's Ian Gillan. And that's, wow, I mean, this was heavy, I gotta tell you that. Deep Purple, another one of those bands that were pioneers of heavy metal, and so this was cool that he joined this band. He got Trashed, Stonehenge, Disturbing, The Priest, The Dark, Zero the Hero. That's side 1. Side 2 is Digital Bitch, Born Again, Hotline, and Keep It Warm. So I mean, yeah, this is pretty cool. This is one of the biggest bands in heavy metal history, I guess, you know, in my opinion anyways. Like I said, you got Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, and Led Zeppelin, and yeah, I mean, Black Sabbath will always be number 1 in my opinion, but Born Again was definitely very cool as well. So yeah, Black Sabbath, Born Again. Got 1986, Black Sabbath, Seventh Star, and I don't have this one. I don't even know if I heard anything, but, well, actually, maybe. We've got In the Kill, No Stranger to Love, Turn to Stone, Sphinx, The Guardian, Seventh Star, which I think I've heard, second track, Danger Zone, Heart Like a Wheel, Angry Heart, and In Memory. Ray Gillan is now the vocalist for Black Sabbath, and not really too sure about this one. I haven't really heard much about it, but yeah, it's kind of sad when I think about it, but there it is. Seventh Star. 1987, Eternal Idol, another Black Sabbath, and yeah, it's kind of, I don't know this one as well either, but there's a chance I could have heard some of the album, but here it is. We got The Shining, Ancient Warrior, Hard Life to Live, Glory Ride, and on the second, Born to Lose, Nightmare, Scarlet Pimpernel, which was an instrumental, Lost Forever. Also, the title track, Eternal Idol. This is a second album with Ray Gillan. So, yeah, this was actually pretty cool in itself, but there it is. And you have the new bassist Bob Daisley during the initial sessions on Montreat with producer Jeff Gibson. So I believe, it doesn't necessarily say, but you have 2 new members of the band, but this was actually an interesting one. So there it is, Black Sabbath, Eternal Idol. It's Headless Cross, 1989, and you have a few new members. Cozy Powell on drums, you have Jeff Nichols still on keyboards, Tony Martin is now the lead singer, and then Lawrence Caudle is on bass. And Tony Iommi is still playing guitar, so he's like the only original band member. I don't know why this is still called Black Sabbath, but there it is. You have 2 sides again. You've got The Gates of Hell, the instrumental, Headless Cross, Devil and Daughter, When the Death Calls, which Brian May is featured on guitar solo in the middle of the song, which I think is pretty cool. The second side, you have Kill in the Spirit World, Call of the Wild, Black Moon, a remake of 1987, Eternal Idol single, Nightwing, and Cloak and Dagger. So, yeah, there it is. Not too much about this. Besides Headless Cross, I don't know a lot about this album, but I'm gonna have to take a listen to these ones eventually, because they're quite interesting. But anyways, yes, this is Headless Cross, Black Sabbath. So we go ahead into the 90s with Tire, and it's again Tony Martin album with Black Sabbath, actually new members, and we still have Cozy Powell, Tony Martin, we got Neil Murray on bass, and Jeff Nicholas on keyboard. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but we still have our original member, Tony Iommi, on guitar, also doing acoustic and rhythm. So that's pretty interesting how there's only one member of Black Sabbath, but there it is. That's kind of interesting. There's only one disc. So you have Anno Mundi, The Lawmaker, Jerusalem, The Sabbath Stones, The Battle of Tyre, which is an instrumental, Odin's Court, La La La, Feels Good to Me, and Heaven in Black. So again, another one that I never really listened to. I should start doing that, but there it is. Tyre. Another Black Sabbath, great in the 90s, have begun. Well, Ronnie James Dio is now back, and we have DEHUMANIZER. That's a pretty cool name. But again, I'm not familiar with this one, so it's kind of funny how that works. So there's two sides again. We got the first disc, Computer God, After All, The Dead, TV Crimes, Letters from Earth, Master of Insanity, and then the second side, Time Machine, Sins of the Father, Too Late, which looks like I, and then Buried Alive. Now I guess the US edition has a bonus track, but yeah, you have Ronnie James Dio back. Actually, it seems like all three members come back. Geezer Butler's back, although you have Vinny Appice on drums, and of course again Jeff Nichols on keyboards. So another one I'm gonna have to check out, but looks like something I would be interested in. Pretty cool, actually. So there it is, Black Sabbath DEHUMANIZER. We now go to 1994, Cross Purposes, which is a pretty cool title. We have Geezer Butler, Tony Martin, once again on vocals, Tony Iommi, Bobby Rondolini on drums, and then of course Jeff Nichols is back on keyboards. So another interesting lineup change. We have Eyewitness, Cross of Thorns, Psychophobia, Virtual Death, Immaculate Deception, Dying for Love, Back to Eden, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, Cardinal Sin, Evil Eye, What's Leaves, which is a Japanese edition bonus track. I'm not a huge fan of the lineup changes thing with any band, but I haven't really heard any of this, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to check this out once again, but like anything else, this is kind of new to me. So I'm glad that at least there's two original members, but there it is, Black Sabbath Cross Purposes. This is 1995's Forbidden, and yeah, this is actually, see, a lot of them, I keep repeating myself here, but a lot of them I still don't know about. But again, you have Illusion of Power, Get a Grip, Can't Get Close Enough, Shaking Off the Chains, I Won't Cry for You, Guilty as Hell, Sick and Tired, The Rest of the Angels, Forbidden, Kiss of Death, and Loser Gets It All, which is a Japanese bonus track. But yeah, basically you have Tony Iommi, Tony Martin, Cozy Powell, Neil Murray, and Jeff Nickel. So yeah, at least you got that, but it'll all become clear, and probably where it all began sooner than later. This is Forbidden, Black Sabbath. Well, since 1979, the band is back together. That's right. 2013 saw the rebirth of Black Sabbath, the original lineup. Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, Ozzy Osbourne. Okay, maybe not original. Bill Ward had some issues and was replaced by Mike Partney of Dream Theater and a bunch of other bands, but you know what I mean. Ozzy Osbourne's back singing, and there it is. But this was actually the album I did pick up, so I do know a lot about it, and anticipating how good it was, and yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, I don't think it was great or anything, but for coming back together with the band, I mean, Ozzy had a bunch of cool solo records himself, and maybe I'll do them one day for this channel, but who knows. Yeah, this band actually sounded really tight. I mean, with the exception of Bill Ward, the original lineup was there, so yeah, there it is. You have End of the Beginning, title of which you saw a video for, God is Dead. Loner, Zeitgeist, Age of Reason, Live Forever, Damaged Soul, and Dear Father. Now, there was a Spotify bonus track. Bonus tracks, I'm not quite sure about. I might have heard them, though. Methodemic, Peace of Mind, Pariah, and Dirty Women, live in Australia in 2013. But yeah, 2013 was a great year, and, well, for me personally, but yeah, this was great. Black Sabbath. Well, 13. It wasn't as painful as I thought, so there it is. Black Sabbath. Yeah, I guess I don't know a lot, but maybe just the earlier stuff. Anyways, this has been another Still Image album review, and join me next time and I will be doing another band. This is me, Matt, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.